Hi there, we're Matt and Stacy. We recently bought an off-grid property in beautiful West Virginia. We've been busy making this property our own little slice of paradise, adding in a few modern conveniences, having fun learning all of the construction trades, and converting a pole barn into our future home. This channel is about my passion for painting with a torch and wax, and about our passion for adventure and taking risks. Consider subscribing and join this creative community. And don't forget, hit that thumbs up button if you're enjoying the video.
Good evening, all. Rather long day of travel. Another 500 plus miles today. It took us, well, we left at about, I think it was about 8 this morning and got here around 4. So, not too horribly long, but still a long day of travel. It was actually very pretty though. We are in Big Bend National Park. It's dark out now. Otherwise I would show you around, but we are staying at the Rio Grande Village campground in their kind of off-grid campsites. They have a couple different options, but we're without water or electric or septic, any of that stuff. So another kind of off-grid area. It's really quiet here, which is nice. Nobody's running loud generators or anything like that. So,
except for the coyotes camped out in our site.
Yeah.
Scared me to death.
I don't know if you heard any of that, but we did go out to try to fill up some drinking water jugs tonight, and it was after dark. And Matt ran out and grabbed the jugs out of the truck, and out came a coyote. So we decided we would not venture out this evening to fill up the water jugs, and we'll just get them in the morning. But it's a really pretty campsite. We are here. We also almost ran out of gas on the way here, so we did have, luckily we carry a couple gas cans in the back of the pickup truck, and we did that on purpose specifically for this trip. We weren't thinking we would have to use it quite so soon on this trip, but we're actually saving it for the next portion of the trip. But I'm glad we had them because we were running very, very low on gas. So other than that though, a very pretty much uneventful day, and I'll be picking you guys back up tomorrow. We're hoping to explore a lot of this park. It is going to be in the 90s, so somehow we've gone from freezing cold, frosty temperatures to 90 plus degree temperatures. I don't know how that happened, but it has. I don't know if you can hear that out there, but there's lots of barking and howling. So anyways, I will pick you back up in the morning for hopefully some hiking adventures. We'll see you then.
Good morning. We are up bright and early this morning, getting ready to hit the trails here at Big Bend, packing up all of our snacks and lunch and water for the day. And we were told by one of the campground hosts to arrive at this hike very early as the parking lot fills up. So the nice thing about getting up at 5:30 in the morning is, well, nobody else is on the roads to the park, and you get to see some sunrises.
Not a terrible way to start the morning. Lost Mine Trail, Big Bend National Park. Highly recommend. And we're hardly started. Smile, Stacy. Lost Mine Trail, Big Bend National Park. Haven't found the mine yet, but we've sure found lots of beauty. Okay, still on the Lost Mine Trail, but I just can't stop video recording. It's so gorgeous. And it's nice and quiet, except for a bird chirping. But this is crazy. don't know why. It's just mountains and valleys and rocks and stuff. Going up, going down, looking all around.
There's where we came from. If I can hold the camera steady enough, not make you ill.
Oh, the van's coming to get us. It's a shuttle. We should have taken the shuttle. Oh, wait, where are you going? Hey, why are you zooming out so far? Whoa, 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 whoa.
Pretty cool. All right, can you spy what I'm trying to show you here? If you look very closely, hopefully you can see the little bluebird there. And that is called a Mexican or a Western bluebird. And as we climbed to the top of the mountain here, we saw more and more of them kind of fluttering around the trees. Really cool, pretty little birds. And then we also saw a little bit more wildlife, including some birds of prey here coming up. And I can see why, because who wouldn't want to fly over this beautiful mountaintop? Not only is it good to get here early for parking on this trail, but I don't know if you noticed as we climbed up, we were all in the shade. And as the sun came out, it really beats down on the mountain. So luckily climbing back down, we were going down and not up, but it was still quite warm. So as the temperatures began to rise, we decided to jump in the truck, cool off a bit, and drive to the other side of the park.
Look how green it does get.
Mexico.
Mexico.
Just right there. After cooling off in the truck, we decided to hit the trails again, this time a slightly shorter one on the Santa Elena Canyon Trail. And this is the Rio Grande River, the river that kind of splits Texas and Mexico. And you'll see this is a shorter trail, a little bit more of an easier trail, although it was in the sun quite a bit. The nice part is you eventually hike down into the canyon, as you will see. It is beautiful and a little bit more shaded down here. As we made our way back out of the canyon, the temperatures really started to rise, and we were now walking in blazing sun and heat. So we decided to jump back in the truck and make our way back to camp. And this is a very large national park. As a matter of fact, I think it's about a 2-hour drive from one end to the other. And along the way, you can see so many scenic things. So even if you're not a hiker, I highly recommend coming to see this national park. There is, in fact, a area where it is lava has exploded many years ago, and this white rock that you see is the leftover lava. Making it back to the park, we came across a lovely little roadrunner. Thought I'd show you around our campsite and the park, basically. A quick little tour. Some of the campsites have these really cool pavilion things over them, which is great for shade. Ours happens to not, but we're fine because we've got, of course, the awning out.
Each campsite has a picnic table, and then it also has a bear box and javelina box, and they say specifically do not leave your food out. And I can completely understand why they say to not leave your food out, because there's definitely a lot of wildlife around here, even though we haven't seen a bear or a javelina. It also comes with a grill. There is no fire pits, as there is no wood burning here. And you can probably see why by the state of some of the trees and the grass, and they actually come through and water all of these trees and grass, and it's still quite dry. So hence the no burning rule. And I think you can tell in the video here, but the campsites are spaced really pretty far apart. So super nice here. This is the non-hookup sites, so they do have some sites for larger RVs. It's definitely a little bit more crowded over there, but if you did have a larger camper and wanted to come to Big Bend, you still could. And I should say that this is the Rio Grande campground. Evening all. Don't mind the lovely looks we have going on. It's been a long day of hiking. Lots and lots of hiking.
In 102 degree temperatures.
Yeah. I'm glad we got an early start. But it just got really hot throughout the day, and it's still quite hot. I think it's still like 80 some degrees out, so
getting there. We'll be cold by the time we wake up at 2 in the morning.
This is true. The joys of desert camping, I guess. Texas camping. Anyways, thoughts on Big Bend?
Worth the trip. Probably only need a few days, 2 days even at the most. Depends on how much you want to hike. I mean, there's more hikes to do here. We got some pretty good recommendations, I think. We did the Lost Mine Trail, which was just fabulous. About 5 miles, maybe a little bit more. We went, according to All Trails, we went way past the end of the trail. So it's a 4.8 mile trail, but I'm pretty sure we went 5.5 or so. And then Canyon Trail.
Sorry, arm's getting tired.
Want me to take it?
It's okay.
I don't remember the name of the canyon now, but never hiked through a canyon before, so still some water.
Saint something Canyon. If I'll put video in previous to this with the names, so you'll have seen all of that already. But yeah, well worth if you're in the Texas area or planning on coming to Texas. Definitely check out Big Bend, and this campground is also very nice.
Yeah, I mean, for us, national parks have never disappointed necessarily.
Right.
So, I mean, we didn't know what to expect. It's a long trip to get down here. A lot of just desert driving and stuff, but it's just gorgeous. I mean, I kept asking, is this the painted desert? Or I don't think it is, but it's like, it's just gorgeous. You've got these long views and you feel like you're way out in the middle of nowhere, and you are. Right on the U.S.-Mexico border, actually, on the tip of Texas. We're camped within a half mile from the Rio Grande, so we're actually right on the border where we're camped right now. So it's pretty cool. Like, I mean, it's definitely cool to get down here. Cool to do. It's a national park, so of course we support them like crazy anyway. So never disappoints. So I'd say definitely do it.
Yeah, and I think again,
bring extra gas.
And lots of water.
In the last video or one of the other clips, we definitely needed extra gas cans to get here.
Yeah, gas and water.
Well, yeah, water too. But.
Yeah, but well worth the trip. And yeah, so I hope you enjoyed the Big Bend journey. I think we're gonna take you to Guadalupe National Park next. I think that's where we're headed. We never know. I mean, we know, but like at this point in the evening, we don't know where we're headed tomorrow, but we're gonna figure that out. So yeah, so we'll see you guys shortly in probably Guadalupe or on the way to Guadalupe.
Good times. Did you tell them this is only stop one for national parks during this trip? I don't even know. Did we say we're on like a month and a half long trip? We're going to be gone for a while.
Yeah.
But we're actually doing 7 different national parks, so this was just the first one. So we've got we've got Guadalupe, Carlsbad, Saguaro,
White Sands.
White Sands. Oh, I skipped over White Sands.
Hot Springs
in Arkansas, and the
Mammoth
Cave. So lots of them as we do our loop from West Virginia to Arizona to South Carolina to maybe Virginia and back to West Virginia. We don't know. We're all over the place. But we know there's going to be some great stops, great hiking, and maybe not any more 102-degree days.
Fingers crossed. Anyways, we'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.
Good morning. Getting the road early here, hitting the road, going through Texas again here. Kind of lots of open space here in Texas. We did manage to find a lunch spot in Fort Stockton, Texas at a Guadalajara Mexican restaurant where we picked up gorditas to go, and they were quite delicious. Headed to the Guadalupe Mountains.
Our next destination is right over this hill.
I don't know if you can see the mountains in the distance, but
I think that's them.
the Guadalupe Mountains, I think, are there. We're hoping, anyways. We're there soon.
Made it to our campsite tonight, staying just outside of Guadalupe Mountains, and we've got the full moon on the one side of the camper here, staying in BLM land at Sunset Reef, and to the other side of the camper we have a beautiful sunset going on. Just made it just in time to see the sunset. Beautiful area, and we are looking forward to exploring more of it. Tomorrow we will catch you then. See you in the morning for more hiking and adventure in the Guadalupe Mountains. Good morning. A frosty start here in the desert. It's strange how hot it gets during the day and how much it cools down at night. Anyways, we are making our way into the Guadalupe National Park here in Texas. And it's very mountainous and desertous at the same time. Desertous? I don't know. That's a word. Anyways, we are trying out McKittrick Canyon Trail here in the mountains, which a lovely ranger recommended at the ranger station. Highly recommend stopping in and asking the rangers what hikes they recommend because they're usually pretty good.
Crazy diverse landscape here, from tall mountains, big trees, cacti, a Stacy, and a really cool riverbed. It's like a moon landing over here too. It'd be cool to see this river just flowing like crazy when it rains or storms or whatever, but obviously pretty dry now, but really cool.
There must have been at one point in time perhaps a river crossing if this ever gets wet, because we're going right over yonder there.
Good point.
Very dry river crossing number 2.
Don't get wet.
Number 3 river crossing, this one with water. Even in Texas, I kind of just can't help recording all of the trees. I have no idea what kind of trees these are, but they're pretty cool.
It is an awesome tree.
Yeah. I just can't help but record one more. Also, don't be an idiot and carve your name into trees, please. That's trying to figure out what kind it is.
Figure it out later.
Yeah.
This is Stacy's kind of river crossing. All the beauty, none the water. Although a little difficult.
Pretty nice entranceway to your lodge, house. I don't know. Whatever you want to call it. Pratt?
Oh,
Pratt what?
His Pratt cabin, I think.
Pratt cabin?
His entranceway, you know, the driveway coming in has been pretty scenic, so why wouldn't you decorate your entrance?
Right.
Mr. Pratt was a oil field geological surveyor and built this cabin back in the 1930s, complete with electric and plumbing. He also had a 2-car garage for his Model T, his Ford Model T. At any rate, they moved out in the 1940s when the road flooded out, and in the 1960s, he donated this canyon to the park system. He had, I think it was about 60 acres here. So, little fun facts here on this cabin and Mr. Pratt.
All of a sudden, we're in very different terrain. A little bit more wooded here. We found an empty picnic area at the grotto, aka the cave.
It's not empty. I'm right here.
Pretty cool.
Coming at you live from the camper. Oh wait, it's not live. This is previously recorded.
Right. Evening all. We are making a habit of not picking you up until late in the evening, mainly because we have jam-packed days starting quite early in the morning. So we're finally finding time to now pick you up. So we went to Guadalupe National Park. And do you have any thoughts on Guadalupe?
Of course I do.
And what are they?
Pretty cool hike again. We only did one hike.
One hike.
Yeah, we didn't get to the second one.
Yeah, we just did one. It was still 7 miles, so let's not like totally,
As only one hike.
undercut ourselves. But yes, it was only one hike.
Yeah,
Anyways.
so we chose to hike up the, I don't remember the name now. McKitterin?
I'll stick it here somewhere.
Yeah, that canyon.
Yeah.
Anyway,
You'll know what it is.
Another canyon hike. So we stopped in the park office first thing, asked recommendations. We were going to do peak hike versus a canyon hike, and they recommended the canyon, which I'm usually prefer to go to the peaks and kind of have those huge views out in the distance and all that kind of stuff. But the canyon hike the other day was pretty cool, so we did another one today. And again, just didn't disappoint at all. Really cool. I mean, the high for the day is simply just this canyon alone. Like, I swear we walked through 3 different geological eras or something like that. I mean, it was like you have dry white riverbeds and tons of rocks and pebbles and, from, marbles up to bowling ball sizes all scattered throughout. Pretty amazing. All this whitewash rock. And then you get into, of course, your cacti and everything else that's in the desert. And then you get into a forest area where there's maple trees and junipers and all these other huge trees.
None of those trees were blooming this time of year. But we both said, we saw pictures from previous fall time. So if you're in the Guadalupe Mountain area in the fall time here in Texas, it would be really pretty to come to. I mean, it was still gorgeous this time of year, but it would be really pretty in the fall.
All right, so we're coming back in the fall?
Sure, yeah, ready?
Yeah, all right.
Okay.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah, it would definitely be awesome. I mean, it was awesome without it. And without those leaves. There were other, junipers. I can't remember the name of the other tree that we saw, but there were some other trees that had some berries and stuff on them that were just really cool leaves. I don't know, just a really cool hike because again, it's just different versions of seeing different landscapes and different everything. There were 2 cabins along the hike. One built in the 30s, and it had plumbing and water and electric and all this stuff. It was crazy. Built by a geologist that worked for the oil fields out here. Bought the entire canyon and had this cabin done. And I mean, by cabin, it's not your normal cabin in the woods. It was actually quite impressive. And then we came across another cabin that was a little more deserted. Couldn't go inside this one. There was a grotto, which is basically like a kind of a wind and water blown cave where there's still some of the, I don't know if they're stalactites and mites or whatever, but
Like
just
rock
kind of
formations.
yeah, rock formations where the rock and stuff has been blown away and kind of wiped out. But what else was back there? The grotto, the picnic area, the cabins. I guess that was it. And then the diversity of landscape.
Yeah.
So definitely a high for the day. So.
Yeah, really pretty, really pretty hike. And we're not in the area for that long, so you're bouncing them around. So I think we probably would have done another hike tomorrow had we like had we had the time to do that. So it's definitely a national park worth coming to. Definitely a really cool area.
Yeah. So one of the hikes we passed on was El Capitan. That was about 7 miles. No, that was a 9-mile hike. Not even to the peak of El Capitan. I don't think you can do that one. But actually, it's Guadalupe Peak that you can hike to, and that's the highest point in Texas. We could have. It's not that we didn't get to, but we chose not to do those. That one would be a pretty big hike. I didn't even see how long that one was. But pretty strenuous if you're going to do those. But in either case, probably well worth doing because the views are always fantastic when you get to a peak. So that's our recommendations. But the canyon hike,
well
pretty
worth
darn
it.
awesome.
Yeah. And it was a easy hike. Like it wasn't. We kind of were.
It was a good easy hike because we were pretty tired today.
Yeah.
Even hiking that flat terrain, I was kind of like, oh, are we there yet?
It's been a long trip so far. A long, like, super fun-packed trip, but we're cramming a lot in, and we have a lot of early mornings and a lot of late evenings, so.
True.
Yeah. Anyways, I think we're going to let you go here for this one. Stay tuned because 2 more national parks coming up in the next one. I think, fingers crossed if all goes according to plan. It's going to be Carlsbad and White Sands coming up in the next video. So stay tuned for that. We're both super excited to see those. And if you've made it this far in the video, give it a thumbs up. Truly, truly do appreciate it. And if you're not subscribed, consider subscribing. More travel videos are coming your way. Oh, if any of you are curious about any art that's been happening, it hasn't been. There's been no time for sketching. So, I don't know. Maybe I'll sketch when we get back to West Virginia.
Mother Nature is providing more material for you. More inspiration.
Definitely. I've been taking a ton of pictures and just a ton of pictures for inspiration. So stay tuned for that in the coming months. But at any rate, we're going to let you go here. Thank you so, so very much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.
See y'all.